train is going to stop at.
Preparing for a trip to Suzhou, are you like?
Okay, we know Suzhou is famous for its gardens, but 9 of them are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Where should I go?
A tough choice, isn't it?
So that's exactly what this video is about. I'm going to guide you through the 5 most popular ones, not only to help you choose, but also to pull you into the stories behind them.
Round 1. 2 Grandmasters.
The humble administrator's garden versus the lingering garden.
Let's find out how they compare. The humble administrator's garden was built by a retired official Wang Xiancheng, who sought a simple life.
But his son was the opposite. A brilliant poet, but also a reckless gambler. He lost this entire garden in a single bet. This door is huge. It doesn't look humble at all, does it?
Well, it's a modern addition for tourism. The ancient humble door is actually hidden behind this one. Let's try to find it when we get in. You know, this place went on a wild ride for 500 years. Split up, constantly changing hands. What we see today is basically 3 gardens mashed into one. The east part is the first we see, but it was pretty run down for a long time, so very few structures were restored. The middle and west sections, those are the creamy parts. I'd recommend arriving at least before 8:30 to snag a chill moment or 2 like this. If you come later in the day like I did in summer, enjoy the party then. Now, let's go find the original door and continue from there.
请问那个老的门是不是在这个后面？
对，是的，是的。
那它什么时候开啊？什么时候才能看到呢？那我能绕过去看一下那个门吗？看不到。
这个倒不是看不到。
The original door of the garden is that way. Can you see it? So the first thing you should be seeing when you enter the garden is this rock crease, and then opposite to it is the distant fragrance hall, which is the main hall of the garden.
This hall has full-length windows on all 4 sides. They contain glass today, but in the past it was a translucent silk, filtering light in a softer way. On top of the hall, you can see some pretty cool roof charms. And in front of it, here's an ancient well, a fleeting glimpse of the garden's original design by the painter-poet Wen Zhengming. He even planted a wisteria here himself, though that part of the garden is now separate from the spot. Seriously, touching this tree feels like touching time itself. Even with several parts carved out, this garden is still massive. See that pagoda? It marks the boundary of the garden. Woo! No, I'm kidding. The garden is just borrowing it from outside. A classic Chinese trick. Actually, we don't just play with visuals, we have acoustic tricks too. Outside the Listen to the Rain pavilion, you can see these plantings. The sound of raindrops on planting leaves is often quoted in poems in China. Alright guys, just cross this bridge. Me from late summer will pick you from there.
亲爱的游客，欢迎来到中正园。
Welcome back to summer. The bridge that brought you here is the Small Rainbow Bridge. It's evolved over the centuries from the version in Wen Zhengming's painting. Come this way. Now that you're here, would you like to meet Wen Zhengming in the fragrant aisle? I mean, this boat-like structure. Come on in. This is him. He was a close friend of the founder Wang Xiancheng. That's why he helped with the design. Okay, let's go visit the Mountain in View Tower, a tower far beyond his time.
This is a 2-story building, but
There are no stairs. So how do we get to the second floor? Let me show you. Ta-da! Do you see those stone steps? They will lead us right to the second floor. Let's go. This is shell, seashell. What's inside? A narrow space shielded by a screen. Well, a beautiful screen. What's hiding there? The middle part seems quite mysterious. What about the west part? The west part? That's a very different vibe. It was built by Zhang Luqian, a cultured salt merchant. Definitely not the hermit type. His family fortune started with his grandfather's fan business. To honor his grandpa, he built this pavilion right in front of us. Come this way. Look how the fan pavilion borrows the roof of another pavilion behind it, completing the shape of a full fan. Inside it, fan window, fan table, and its name from a verse. With whom shall I sit? The bright moon, the refreshing breeze, and me. John didn't confine himself in his own garden. He wanted to enjoy the beautiful scenery in the middle part while maintaining a good relationship with his neighbor. How? He built this good for both families pavilion. From up there, he could enjoy his neighbor's garden, and in return, his neighbor also got to admire this lovely structure. You know, in the Qing dynasty, Zhang was among the very first to embrace globalization. See these purple panels? He had them imported all the way from Europe. They add a different charm to this 36 Mandarin ducks hall. Mandarin ducks, so where? It said he kept them in this lake right in front. Guess what this hall is used for? It's a private theater to host Kunqu opera performances. The roof was specially designed for acoustics, and the side rooms and the four corners were dressing rooms. Is this hall an out-of-place exception? Not really. If you follow this atypical bridge with iron railings, you'll find more European glass in the Keep and Listen hall. Meanwhile, it's got a deeply poetic name from a Chinese verse. Just read it, it sends you straight into autumn. Keep the withered lotus to listen to the rain. So this garden is like a massive 3-in-1 deal, right? It was fusion, tons of cool architectures to see. Why visit the lingering garden then? If the humble administrator's garden is a treasure hunt experience, the lingering garden just draws you into a fantasy and keeps you there. You feel the difference right from the entrance. A small opening with a gleam of light, leading into a narrow passage. It perfectly mirrors the hidden path described in the Chinese poem, The Peach Blossom Spring. As we wind through twists and turns, we catch glimpses of the scenery through these carved windows. And finally, a whole new world unfolds right in front of us. The man who created this garden wasn't just any owner. Xu Taishi was a top architect at Ming Dynasty's royal court. After being forced out of his job, he returned home and built this place. The middle section still carries his original layout, the lake, the stones. If you follow this way up to the passable pavilion, you will find a prehistoric organism trapped in this stone table. Traffic-wise, I find it similar to the humble administrator's garden, so it's definitely better to come early. And I'd also recommend not just looking at the architectures, but taking your time to enjoy these beautiful details here and there. Now let's head to the east section and visit the Celestial Hall of 5 Peaks. It isn't just about the hall itself. Some people say this marble slab is the greatest treasure here, but for me, it's more about the entire space created.
Where do the celestials live? In mountains surrounded by waters. So we have these rockers as our 5 peaks. But where's the water? The down. This cracked ice floor isn't just a pattern, it's a shimmering water surface.
And to complete the picture, here are the sluggish waves, rushing towards the hole and then tumbling back. Is that all? Not quite. They used to raise cranes here, so imagine the mountains, the water, and white cranes circling above this very spot. This is truly a celestial hall. Did you notice something on the ground?
The lingering garden has a gallery not around you, but under your feet.
Well, it's true that other gardens have patterned pavements too, but the lingering garden has the best of them all. Now let me show you a legendary collection. Many people come to the garden for it.
You know how France had King Louis XVI? We had Emperor Huizong in the Song dynasty.
He was a painter calligrapher, not particularly interested in gardening. So Huizong sent his men to collect stones for his massive garden. But there was this one stone lost in transport. Centuries later, the third owner of the lingering garden found it and named it the Cloud-Capped Peak. He loved it so much he built this entire courtyard for it. And this owner also added another treasure to the Cloud-Capped Tower.
Check this out, a 140 million year old fossil.
Any bonsai lovers watching this? Don't miss this next spot. The art form is called penjing in Chinese, where it originated over 1,000 years ago. This part in the lingering garden is absolutely stunning. It's enjoyed by all ages, from young children to the seniors. Then heading southwest, you find a spot to immerse yourself in nature. It's one of my favorite hidden gems, a place most people just walk past.
Follow the stream, comes straight from the peach blossom spring.
During the Taiyuan era of Jin dynasty, there lived a fisherman in Wulin. He followed the stream and lost track of how far he had gone. Suddenly, he came upon a forest of peach blossoms. And just at the end of this forest, he found that small opening with a gleam of light, which takes us all the way back to the entrance, creating a full circle. So the humble administrator's garden versus the lingering garden, which one do you prefer? Let me know.